Good morning, students. Myself Anima Sharma, and today we'll be going to start about the introductory lab of Python. So, as you know, the code of Python is 6CS423. So, these are the syllabus list of experiment given in the RTU syllabus. Objective 1, today we'll be discussing the first objective, write a program to demonstrate basic data types in Python and the introduction about the Python. So these in all Python course, 10 experiments are given. These are the list of experiments you can easily see from the slide. Now, before going to Python content, we'll be discussing about the vision mission of our college and our department. So the vision of our institute is to become a renowned center of outcome-based learning and work towards academic, professionals, cultural, and social enrichment of lives of individual and community. To achieve this vision of the institute, we have four mission of our institute. First is focus on evaluation of learning outcomes and motivate students to inculcate research aptitude by project-based learning. Second, identity based on informed perception of Indian regional and global needs, the area of focus, and provide platform to gain knowledge and solutions. Third mission is offer opportunities for interaction between academia and industry. And the fourth one is develop human potential to its fullest extent so that intellectually capable and imaginatively gifted leaders can emerge in a range of professions. These are the vision and mission of our institute. Now, we'll be seeing the vision of department and mission of department. So the vision of our department, that is Computer Science and Engineering Department, is to become renowned center of excellence in computer science and engineering and make competent engineers and professionals with high ethical values prepared for lifelong learning. And to achieve this vision, we have set our four missions of the department. That is, first is to impart outcome-based education for emerging technologies in the field of computer science and engineering. Second is to provide opportunities for interaction between academia and industry. Third is to provide platform for lifelong learning by accepting the changes in technology. And the fourth is to develop aptitude of fulfilling social responsibilities. So after that, there are four types of program educational objectives. Our program is BTech, Computer Science Engineering. So there are four PEOs. First is to provide students with fundamental of engineering science with more emphasis in computer science engineering by way of analyzing and exploiting engineering challenges. Second one is to train students with good scientific and engineering knowledge so as to comprehend, analyze, design, and create novel products and solutions for the real life problems in computer science and engineering. Third one is to inculcate professional ethical attitudes, effective communication skills, teamwork skills, multidisciplinary approach, entrepreneurial thinking, and ability to relate engineering issues with social issues for computer science and engineering. Fourth one is to provide students with academic environment aware of excellence leadership, written ethical codes and guidelines, and the self-motivated life learning needed for a successful professional career in computer science and engineering. And the fifth program educational objective is to prepare students to excel in industry and higher education by educating students along with higher moral values and knowledge in computer science and engineering. So these are our five program educational objectives. Now we have 12 program outcomes, that is engineering knowledge, program analysis, design development of solutions, conduct investigations of complex problems, modern tool usage, engineering and society, environment and sustainability, ethics, individual and teamwork, communication, project management and finance, and 12th one is lifelong learning. So according to these PEOs and POs, we have mapped our program educational objectives with program outcomes. So in this way, we have mapped our PEOs and POs. So the course outcome of our lab is Python lab is on completion of this course, all the students will be able to acquire programming skills of core Python data types and decision making statements. And the second objective is create and execute function and concept related to file handling operations. So these are our two course outcomes of the lab, and these two course outcomes we have mapped the 12 POs. So in this way, we have mapped our COs and POs. So this is a mapping shown in the given document. Now here I have shown the Python. It is a 75 marks lab, and in this you'll get 1.5 credits, and it is a 2 hours lab, and there are 10 experiments given in this. So the internal marks will be of 45, and the external evaluation will be of 30 marks. Okay, so this is the Rajasthan Technical University syllabus, which we will be covering in our coming labs, and all documents are given to you. And this is the reference books. You can see textbooks and reference books, which will be you can study Python from these books. So this is all about the introductory of vision, mission, and all things. Now I'm switching my screen to some other thing, so that we can understand about the basic concepts of Python. So here I have shown the Python lab experiments, which I have shown earlier in this video. So about Python, Python is a very simple language. Python is an interpreted high-level object-oriented programming language, and best known for its simple way to use codes. So Python is an interpreted language. It is not a compiled type of language. It is first converted into the bytecode, and then it is saved in the .py code. So it is a very basic, very simple type of language, and because of its simplicity in the coding and powerful features, it works brilliantly for both beginners and experts. Anyone who is starting the programming can also easily understand it, and the one who is expertised in the programming language can also easily understand. So Python is a very simple type of high object oriented type of computer programming language. So in next slide, I have shown the Python history. Python laid its foundation in late 1980s. So the work on the Python started in late 1980s only, and the implementation of Python was started in December 1989 by Guido van at CWI in Netherlands. So as you can see, its history, the working on the Python started from very early time. So in this later on in 1994, the Python 1.0 version was released, and in that some new features were added, like lambda, map, filters, and reduce and all. After that, Python 2.0 edition was released, and in that garbage collection and all other features which was necessarily required are included in that. And in December 2008, the version Python 3 was released, and it was designed to rectify the fundamental flaws of languages. So in this way, continuously the working on Python is going on, and day by day, and new features and additional features are added in the Python language. So in next slide, I have shown the application areas of Python. So Python is known for its general purpose nature that make it applicable in almost each domain of software development. Python as a whole can be used in any sphere of development. So in each and every area in today's era, Python is used in research, also in web applications, also in desktop GUIs applications also. So here some of the areas are mentioned, like web application, desktop GUI application. In software development, it is a very strong type of language which is very helpful in software development process. In many scientific and numeric type of research and all, so it is very widely used in scientific and numeric computations, and many strong packages are given in Python language, which are shown here, like pandas, IPython, etc. In business applications, it is used like in many ERP systems and e-commerce systems. There are many type of users in Python in business application. Next one is console-based application. We can also use that Python in developing console-based applications. So Python is very useful in console-based applications also. In many audio and video-based application, it is used like TimPlayer, CPlay, etc., which are real applications. In 3D CAD applications, we are using Python. In enterprise applications like OpenERP, Triton, like all these real type of applications, which we are using Python. And last but not the least, this is application for images in Python. We can several applications can be developed for images only. Also, like application developed are VPython, ImageSeek, etc. So these are not the end list of the Python usage and Python applications, but there are many more in which Python is used. So next slide, I have mentioned about the Python features. So Python is very important and very simple and very robust type of language, and some of the features are quoted here. First one is easy to learn and use, expressive language, interpreted language. In interpreted language, execute the code line by line at one time. Okay. Next one is free and open. It is freely available on official websites, and the source code is also available. So therefore, it is a open source. Next feature is object-oriented language. It supports object-oriented languages, and concepts of class and object sets are used. Next one is extensible. It implies that other languages such as C, C++ can be used to compile the code, and thus it can be used further in other R program codes. It has a large standard library set in which many type of application application functions are given in that, and also continuously the library in library researchers are adding more and more features to it. Next one is GUI programming support. So it also supports the graphical user interface programming also. And last but not least, it is integrated. So it can be easily integrated with the other languages like C++, C++, and Java. Okay, so as I have mentioned about Java, so here are some of the differences I have quoted of Python and Java. So Python and Java actually very different type of programming languages, but both can be useful tools for modern developers. Okay, so first, Java forces you to define the types of variable when you first declare it, and will not allow you to change the type later in the program. This is known as static typing. In contrast, Python uses dynamic typing, which allows you to change the type of variables and replacing an integer with a string. So this type of feature is given in Python, but not in Java. Second one is Python is unusual among programming languages in that it uses indentation to separate codes into blocks. So indentation is used in this. Java, like most other languages, uses curly braces to define the beginning and ending of the functions and class definitions. So in all other languages like C and C++, we are using curly braces to identification. Third one is the great advantage of Java is that it can be used to create platform independent applications. Any computer or mobile device that is able to run the Java virtual machine can run Java applications, whereas to run Python programs, you need a compiler that can run Python code into code that your particular operating system can understand. So these are the differences between Python and Java. Similarly, there is a difference between Python and C++ language. So Python uses garbage collection, whereas C++ does not use it. C++ is a statical type language, while Python is a dynamically typed language. Python is easier to use than C++. Python is run through an interpreter, while C++ is a pre-compiled type of programming language. C++ is faster than Python. Python code tends to be 5 to 10 times shorter than written in C++. Code is very much less in Python. There is in other programming languages, we have to write much of the code there. In Python, there is no need to declare the types of the data explicitly. C++ is a purely binary that links to existing libraries to assess the coding. Python provides flexibility in coding, in calling functions and returning values. And Python looks cleaner, is object oriented, and still maintain a little strictness about the type. So these are the differences between Python and C++. Here are some variable declaration type shown in this slide. Here, unlike all other programming languages, Python variable do not need to be declared with any particular type. So we need not to declare any type of variable. It can only understand by if we write a is equals to 5, it automatically understands that a is the integer type of thing. If we write b is equals to in double quote git or something else, then it can take that this is a string type. And when we want to print something, we simply write print and that particular variable. So this can be in Python like this. Now when you want to install something related to Python and all, then you can use these steps and follow this. These slides are shared with you in your Google Classroom, so you can easily follow these steps and install Python in your systems, and so you can easily do the further programming in the Python. So in Python, there are basic data types of Pythons are what? Numeric, string, list, tuple, dictionary. These all are the basic data types of Python. In these data types of Python, we can easily write 2-3 programs, and numeric is a numeric data which represents the numeric data. Tuple is when multi-dimensional type of data are used, multi-dimensional type of data is used. So these can be differentiate between these. So this is all about the Python introductory lab and the data type. So we can in any case, in any problem, you can please contact me. Thank you.